flash flood exhibit is here in our Origin Museum, and it's one of our more popular attractions inside Origin. It's 5,000 gallons of gravity-fed water. It shows a perfect example of what happens here in the Mojave Desert when we do have a flash flood.
The exhibit fits perfectly into a series of galleries covering the geology, resources, animals, and humans that have inhabited and shaped the Las Vegas Valley throughout the ages and right up till today.
It's right behind the spring mound, so it's a good tool for you see the spring mound, what brought everyone here, and then we go into the other aspects of the Mojave Desert.
In keeping with the Origin Museum's journey of scientific discovery, the enclosed slot canyon setting of the flash flood exhibit is designed to be an immersive learning experience from beginning to end.
We have a video that is played with two scientists that are talking back and forth with one another, one that's on higher ground and one that's lower in the canyon, and they talk about some of the native species that are here in the canyon. Then we have lightning and thunder that go off to kind of set the atmosphere, and then a huge rush of water comes rushing down through the canyon. You'll get a little spray from the water on your feet and on your legs.
And a very memorable reminder of how vulnerable all life can be when faced with such a sudden deluge.
So it shows us how the natural washways that we have here in the Mojave Desert have been changed, and how that water rushes through and causes devastation here throughout the Las Vegas Valley.
Even this controlled chaos makes a lasting impression on most visitors, but particularly on the younger ones.
To see the expression on the kids' faces when the water starts to come down, and then the water gets a little stronger and stronger each time, and the kids will take a step back and they're not quite sure exactly what happens, and then they feel the water hits them, and it gives them a true sense of what it would actually feel like if they were at a flash flood and near one.
Of course, this is as close as anyone should ever come to a flash flood, but the shock and awe the experience provides is the perfect opportunity to follow up with a teachable moment about respect for the forces of nature.
Then we go into kind of the do's and don'ts for the flash flood here in the Mojave Desert, where you want to stay on high ground, you never want to go on the bank. We explain why we have flash floods here.
And always remember, as many of our returning visitors do, that this is the one place you could come to seek out a flood, which is ultimately more instructive than destructive.
For the most part, the kids get very excited for it. They can't wait to come back each year on their school field trip tour. That's the biggest part is, hey, are we going to be able to get to see the flash flood exhibit this year?